At the beginning of episode 2, Jackie celebrates 50 days of sobriety. She speaks in front of an AA meeting and admits she wished she could have done more to help Junior. Alan finds out that Frankie's gangster-ass cousin Jorge is being released. Ray works at a local bar and goes to treatment for sex addiction.
If you want your job back, you have to admit that you're a sex addict.
Narcotics gets called to the murder scene of a local drug dealer.
Someone got Coco.
Who's Coco?
Colin Connor, a.k.a. Coco, a.k.a. cousin fucker.
Fuck your underage cousin one time, get stuck being called cousin fucker the rest of your life.
Frankie buys Xavier's the strip club Renee worked at in season 1. Jorge and Renee don't start off on the best foot.
Fucking swallow that pride. You know what I'm saying?
To top it off, Frankie wants Jorge to be the manager of the club, and Renee to work under him as assistant manager. When Ray has a hearing to get his old job back, all is going good until a character witness who worked with Ray explains how Ray sent dick pics to his wife. 3 more kids are found dead from carfentanil. Jackie proposes that the narcotics unit hire her on full-time. The new lieutenant goes for it and she partners up with Agent Babcock. Alan questions Osito about the carfentanil that's been killing the kids in the Cape. Osito tells Alan the only way he's gonna give him information is if he gets him moved into the drug diversion unit. Jorge tracks down Wayne Gross's niece, Charmaine, who took over the dope game in Cape Cod since Wayne got locked up.
Me and my cousin want to be a partner.
I'll sit down with you and your cousin.
Shark's a gangster.
Osito tells Alan that Junior murdered Kizzle and dumped his body in the state park. When Alan follows up on Osito's tip, he finds Kizzle's body. Even though Babcock tells Jackie she likes dick, they end up sleeping together anyways. After Alan tells Jackie that Osito told him that Junior killed Kizzle, Jackie pays Osito a visit.
Only 2 people know what happened in those woods. And they're both gone.
That why you gave Junior a hot shot? To cover it up?
Put him on a bus to Miami. Put some bills in his pocket. Gave him a place to stay, a new life. If it wasn't for him, things would have gone differently for you that day.
Alan gets pissed when Jackie tells him that she just talked to Osito. After Babcock and Jackie's cover is blown, Jackie storms into Frankie's office.
Oh shit! If it ain't fucking Cagney and Lacey.
Frankie tells Renee to dress up because they are going to a nice restaurant, but he brings her to the bar Ray works at to embarrass him.
He's not worth it, baby. All right, let's just go home. Please, come on.
Like the lady said, you're not worth it.
Donna tells Jackie that Jorge's been pimping out Daisy. At the beginning of episode 4, Osito is moved to the Easy Time unit because of the information he gave Alan on Kizzle's murder. Babcock and Jackie coordinate a sting on Daisy to get information on Jorge pimping girls out of the club. When Daisy gets back, Jorge questions her. When she talks back, Jorge punches her in the face. Daisy tells Jackie that Jorge and Frankie are getting their dope from Charmaine. Charmaine smuggles in dope to Osito. Frankie is worried that Daisy will snitch, so he shoots her when Jorge tries to bring her on a fancy getaway. Jorge pulls a gun out and lays it on the desk. Renee does the same, and the gun accidentally goes off, but instead of calling someone for help, she locks Jorge in the office, letting him bleed out on the floor. Ray's informant, Ethan from season 1, tells Ray he's got information on someone who buys from Charmaine, but instead, father and son proceed to kick the shit out of Abruzzo. Renee gets a couple of Jamaican cleaning ladies to help her get rid of Jorge's body. After Ray comes home from getting his ass handed to him, he gets a knock on the door.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Fucking love you, Ray.
When Jorge fails to pick up Charmaine at the airport, Charmaine asks Frankie what's going on.
You telling me you don't know where he's at?
Don't worry about what I know. He's my cousin. I'll deal with him.
Ray puts a tracking device underneath Renee's car. Charmaine's little sister accidentally dies from toxic amounts of carfentanil. Alan tries to get Charmaine to cooperate so she doesn't get in trouble for her sister's death, but she's not having it. Jackie relapses with her dad. On Thanksgiving, Alan gets the lead on Jorge, pulling him away from his family meal.
Strapped the vehicle off and left. Never even stepped foot inside the terminal.
If there's only one person who I know that isn't, it's Jorge fucking Cuevas.
During Jackie's binge with her dad, he gets her to smoke crack. Frankie gets worried about Jorge and questions Charmaine about the last time she saw him. Frankie wants to lay low, but Charmaine has other plans.
I got 100 motherfuckers lined up to take your spot. The circus don't stop for just one clown.
Okay. Renee will take over for Jorge.
I'm taking over for Jorge?
Time for you to step the fuck up.
In episode 8, Frankie gets real paranoid about Jorge's disappearance. Ray tells Renee he can take care of her and her kid.
You have to give me something on Frankie.
I know how they bring the drugs in.
Ray gives Jackie the intel on Frankie and Charmaine's drug exchange at the airport, but Frankie changes plans, murdering the pilot in front of Charmaine.
No more fucking planes.
How would you do that?
I just saved your ass. If that pendejo took, you'll be looking at 20 years.
Frankie finds the tracking device underneath Renee's car.
I outsmarted them. I canceled the flight. I put Juliet at the airport, and sure enough, there were cops there. But it means we have to change things up. Keep those fuckers on their toes.
In episode 9, Frankie puts Renee's phone in the microwave and makes his goon escort her wherever she goes. Alan catches Charmaine trying to flee at a traffic stop. Osito agrees to give Alan more information on where the bodies are buried, if Alan sets up a bail hearing for him. Osito's tip leads them to Daisy and the pilot's bodies. The police find Jorge's body in a shallow grave.
This one's a different MO. He's in a sloppy grave and no headshot by the looks of it. Emmy thinks he's been here for a few weeks.
Babcock and Jackie arrest Frankie at the strip club. Somebody pays for Osito's bail and he's released.
Don't worry about me, Sarge. You need to worry about your own damn self.
Is that a threat?
Fuck around and find out.
Babcock and Jackie transport Charmaine to another detainment facility, and they manage to let her get away. Renee recants the statement she said to the board of police that cost Ray's job at the end of season 1, and Ray gets his job back, literally replacing Alan.
Coming back as Sergeant, Alan.
Congrats.
And you're going to body side.
You fuck up and get fired and come back at the same fucking level? That sounds about right.
Osito starts up a relationship with his physical therapist from prison now that he's outside of prison. When Ray visits Frankie, Frankie tells him that it was Renee who killed Jorge. Osito gets his old cellmate to shank Frankie in prison as Osito is on his way to meet with the King of New York. At the end of season 2, Jackie goes to her dad's sketchy dealer's house to score some drugs, apparently spiraling because her and Babcock let Charmaine escape.